And now, the starting lineup for your Unfinished Business podcast. At guard, standing a mere 5'10", 6 foot on a good day. From Culver Stockton College, his basketball skills are just as good as he is with the ladies. He shoots his shot and he misses. Braden Collins. And at forward, standing 6'1" from Quincy University, his 2 minutes per game is longer than his performance in the bedroom. Gregory, the Crimson Chin, Kane. And the coach for Unfinished Business is non-existent, which is why it is so poorly ran. And welcome to Unfinished Business, where the rules are made up and we don't make good enough points for it to matter.
No.
As stated, I'm Braden. This is Gregory. And we are going to be discussing the Sweet 16 matchups in the NCAA tournament and looking forward into the matchups for the Elite Eight and giving our thoughts and predictions for the games.
I mean, should I even give predictions at this point? Because I'm pretty sure I was wrong about every single one.
I mean, I was pretty right.
Yeah.
I was pretty solid, so I'm going to give mine. You don't have to.
Yeah, we will, but we'll just kind of, get into it. I mean, might as well.
But so starting off in the West region, we've got the number 1 seeded Gonzaga Bulldogs at 83, Gonzaga Bulldogs beating the Creighton Blue Jays 83-65.
Yeah, Drew Timme with another 22 points. All starters except for Suggs for Gonzaga were in the double digits. I mean, we kind of both said this. We did not want to see Gonzaga win this game, but it's not surprising against a team like Creighton.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that this game was almost a 20-point win at all, and Gonzaga's on to the Elite Eight. Hopefully they lose here soon, but I don't know.
Well, Gonzaga shot 60% from the field.
Well, I mean, but like we said, they played Creighton. I mean, nothing against Creighton, but
I mean, still 60% from the field is pretty good.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to beat them. I will be honest. I don't know. I don't want to see them go undefeated. I don't want to see it.
I don't really necessarily want to see it either.
But with that being said, they won the game and they play. Obviously, shooting 60% of the field is fantastic. So
yeah.
But with that being said, we'll move on to the other game that
just ended.
Just ended.
As in just ended, I mean 2 minutes ago?
If that,
yeah. So
we were kind of waiting on that one, so that way we could shoot this video and get it out. But yes. USC defeats Oregon 82-68. Kind of flustered Oregon a lot of this game with their zone, which was, to me, kind of interesting. But Isaiah White with 22 points. And how did Oregon and USC look team stat wise?
Well, Oregon shot 38% from the field. USC, another team up near 60%, shot 57% from the field. I mean,
that's gonna win you some games, folks.
Yeah. It's not going to win you some games, shooting 24% from the three-point line for Oregon.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, and I wonder if that's why USC incorporated that zone for a lot of the game.
Could have.
Oregon was not making shots. And
interestingly enough, though, as many times as they missed or took and missed threes, they had 16 offensive rebounds.
Well, I mean, hey, that's gonna help.
They had more offensive rebounds than defensive rebounds.
Well, then that's not going to help. Well, but then again, when the other team's shooting almost 60% from the field, your chance of getting defensive rebounds is pretty low.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, pretty. I mean, the players, as far as player stats from Oregon, I mean, Duarte ended up having 21 points. Let's see here, and then I'm gonna not Amoruyi had 28.
You good over there? Hey, I actually have a question for you. Did N'Falu Dante play at all in this game?
0 minutes.
Okay.
So no.
I was curious. See if he was actually playing for Oregon or if he kind of was riding the pine, so to speak.
He did not play.
Okay.
Looks like it'd be pretty rounded effort from USC. Edey with 20 points, and then White with 22. So,
hey, like I said, USC is one of the hottest teams in basketball.
It's coming from Southern California. Good grief.
All right. Do we want to get in our predictions now for that reason, or do we want to just wait till the end?
Wait till the end.
I'm okay with that.
All right. So next we're going to jump down into the next region, which is going to be the East region.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say I was pretty dead on with my prediction. I said that Michigan was going to lose or was going to win by 20, and they won by 18.
I will say you were very correct on that. I think I had Florida State by 4, if I remember correctly.
I know you had Florida State.
Yeah, I think I said by 4. I could be wrong, but. Michigan won 76-58, so just about the 20-point win that you predicted. Franz Wagner, I think it's Wagner.
Wagner.
Yeah. I thought he was German.
He is.
13 points, 10 rebounds. And Michigan just looked like a number 1 seed. I mean, enough said.
Yeah.
Another thing that people can point out is Michigan made the Big Ten elite. You know what I mean? That elite conference is there.
I mean, they at least got one team in the Elite Eight. Every other team kind of didn't do so well.
Yeah.
Florida State, 14 turnovers, 22 team fouls, shot 40%. I mean, do you think that's more style defense, or do you think that was just an off kind of day for Florida State?
Probably a little both.
To
be honest, I mean, obviously, Michigan is the number 1 seed for a reason.
Yeah.
But I wonder if Florida State
maybe kind of ran out of gas. A little bit.
Yeah, I wonder if they kind of just played, not their best, obviously not the best game. But obviously, I don't take any credit away from Michigan.
Yeah,
they played a great game, so I don't want to say that it was just Florida State. What did they shoot from the field?
Michigan shot 50% from the field. They need, if they're going to win, I think they need to improve their 3-point percentage, 3-point shooting, not necessarily just their percentage.
Yeah,
but they were 27% from 3, and another big thing that they need to do, that if this game would have been close, would have buried them, is they were 15 of 23 from the free throw line.
Yeah, and
close games, that's not gonna win you games.
Yeah, in all honesty, I think that's the reason why a lot of people didn't necessarily think Michigan were going to make it super far. Their 3-point shooting overall this year has been hit or miss.
Yeah.
Free throw shooting, honestly, has been pretty decent this year. So for them to go 15 of 23, a little shocking, but they move on to the Elite Eight, and as we've seen in this tournament, anything can happen. So we'll see what team shows up next time.
Yeah, and speaking of anything can happen, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next game with the 11-seeded UCLA Bruins taking on and defeating the Alabama Crimson Tide 88-78.
Yeah, UCLA, a first 4 team, makes it into the Elite Eight. Honestly, in my mind, just hit their stride at the right time.
Oh yeah.
The final score is a little.
It's a little misleading.
It was a
closer game.
This game went to overtime. Alabama actually had a chance to first off win the game in regulation. They missed both free throws and had to foul, sending, and I forgot who went to the line for UCLA, but he made both the free throws, went up by 3, and Alabama hits a 3 from beyond NBA range to tie this game, send it to overtime. So they had the momentum, and in the overtime, all that momentum went away. UCLA controlled that entire overtime period.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say no. That's another game I had right.
You did have it right.
Roll Tide, no more.
Yeah. Hey, you said it twice in back-to-back videos, so it had to be true at some point, right?
I was gonna say it again if they won, so it was gonna be right eventually.
But, no, for UCLA, I think it's Jaime. I'm gonna pronounce his name. Yeah. 17 points, 8 rebounds. That's all. I mean, that's all you need to know. He led their team.
Pretty rounded effort from UCLA. To be
yeah,
honest.
Every starter was in double digits. Which I mean, obviously the game went to overtime, so I don't know if that
17, 2 13s, and a 10.
Yeah, so I don't know if the 10 was in overtime, like he hit his 10th point. But hey, credit to them playing fantastic basketball. I mean, we'll get into this later. Do I see them competing against Michigan?
Well,
I don't know.
If you look through the team stats here, Alabama blew this game.
Yeah.
Alabama blew this game. UCLA shot 39% from the field and won.
Well, and I'll give you another stat. Alabama, I believe, at halftime was down 12.
Okay.
They were down by, I'm pretty sure, by double digits at halftime. Came out and started the second half and went on like a 12-0 run and tied the game, like in the first part of the second half. So Alabama had every chance to win this game and blew it. And based on just team stat wise, Alabama should have won this game.
Yeah. I mean, Alabama outshot UCLA, out-rebounded UCLA. Let's see here. I mean, Alabama did have double the turnovers that UCLA had, and they ended up committing more fouls, which, I mean, it's going to happen late in games anyway.
Well, but I also wonder if those turnovers were the reason why they blew this game.
No, you want me to tell you why they blew this game? UCLA from the free throw line, 20 of 25 at 80%. Alabama, 11 for 25 at 44%.
Okay, well, like I said, they missed that free throw late.
Yeah.
I mean, he had 2 free throws to take the lead by 1.
Yeah.
And he missed not just 1, but both.
Yeah.
I mean, they had every opportunity to win this game, and they just blew it. So, credit to UCLA. Great game. The first 4 team makes it to the Elite 8. I personally, I'd love to see him go to the Final Four. That'd be awesome. But
I wouldn't.
It's gonna be tough. So
yeah.
With that being said, let's move over to the South.
Yeah, let's move up to the top right region of the bracket. And the first game we're going to talk about from that region is going to be the number 1 seeded Baylor Bears going up against the number 5 seeded Villanova Wildcats.
Baylor defeats Villanova 62-51 in a game that honestly really wasn't too close. But I will say Villanova had a 7-point lead at halftime. So they did, play a great first half. 30-23 is what they were leading at halftime. But obviously, you see in the second half, they definitely got outscored.
Well, they got outscored, that's for sure.
Lot. The leader for Baylor was Adam Flagler. 16 points off the bench. He wasn't even the starter. So I don't know. Baylor won this game, but. And I don't want to take anything away from Villanova. They were up 7 points at halftime. I don't want to take anything away from them. But was that because Baylor just came out flat, or was that because Baylor really is not as good a 1 seed as people think they are? And they've had a great year. They've had a great run. But with that being said, I mean, I'll be honest. Villanova was not really a top team in the country this year. Yeah. And to me, Baylor didn't look as dominant as they have for the rest of this tournament.
And I think a lot of that has to do with Villanova's a slow-playing team.
Yeah, that's true.
So they're a lot like what Loyola Chicago does. They're a lot of get the ball into the half court, take time off the shot clock. Yeah, them as well.
I mean, I know Ohio has already lost, but that's literally their offense.
Yeah.
In a fast-paced game, James Preston literally took all of 10 seconds to pass the half court.
Yeah.
It was that's all he did, was just slow the tempo down. So
and this was I think that kind of didn't really allow either team to get in a rhythm because looking at their team stats, poor shooting night from both teams. Mm-hmm. From the field, Villanova shot 44%, and as well as Baylor did, so not terrible compared to the other ones that are shooting 60, 57, and then 50.
Yeah,
like it's not that great. 3-point field goal percentage, Villanova was 3 of 17, and Baylor was 3 of 19. That's 17% for Villanova and 15% for Baylor.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's pretty rough.
I mean, so overall, it kind of just sounds like this game. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest. As a disclaimer, I did not watch a lot of this game at all.
Yeah.
If I might call it maybe a couple minutes. So I mean, but in my mind, that just sounds like it was just a terrible game all around.
I mean, Villanova commits 15 turnovers as well to Baylor's 5. So I mean, it just shows you the talent of the defenders for Baylor. I mean, yeah.
But moving on to the other game in that region, Arkansas defeats Oral Roberts 72-70 to end Oral Roberts' Cinderella run. This was actually a very, very interesting game to watch at the end. Arkansas hits the game winner with about 3 seconds left. Oral Roberts calls a timeout to set up a play. They get a very, very good look at 3 to win that game, and it goes off the front iron. Yes, Braden, I know that you said that you thought that game would come down to them missing a 3 to end the game. And I tell you what, credit to Oral Roberts. Obviously credit to Arkansas. Being the higher seed, I would assumed that they would win, but that was a great game all around. Jalen Tate with 22 points for Arkansas. And like I said, I wanted to see Oral Roberts win this game. I had them winning. And I'm going to go ahead and say that this was probably an up-and-down game, and there was a lot of shots taken. Because from the little bit that I caught in the second half, which I watched with about 10 minutes left in the second half on, there was fast-paced like crazy.
Yeah, well, Oral Roberts attempted more three-pointers than Arkansas made baskets. So,
well, and let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
How many shots did Oral Roberts take total?
Total? 61.
How many of those were three-pointers?
31.
Okay, so half of their shots, again, were from 3. I'm going to ask you another question.
25%.
And
26%, actually.
And what did I say when we were talking about this last time?
Yeah.
Is they were only going to go as far as their three-point shooting took them. And if half their shots were from 3 and they're not making them, and I mean 25% is not going to win you ball games shooting from 3 if half your shots.
No, because I mean if you break that down, half of your attempted field goals are going to be coming from beyond the 3-point line, and then you take the other half of those, which are going to be half of those so a fourth of all of your shots are probably going to be up close to the basket, breakaway, layups, dunks, and then you take the other half that were your 3-pointers, and they only made roughly 25%. So you're only making a fourth of those. So I mean, half of your shots are going to be ones. Well, a fourth of your shots are going to be the ones that you're making or should make with the layups and things along those lines. But I mean, you're only making a quarter of your threes that you take.
Yeah,
and that's half of your shots.
And that's my thing is, I mean, they only lost this game by 2, and they went. I'm just kind of looking at your screen. 8 of 31 from 3. I mean, first off, that's not what they were going. They were the whole rest of the tournament.
No, they think they were in the low 30s, like low to mid 30s. I think like 32 to 35.
Yeah, and I want to say they usually made at least 12 threes.
Yeah.
So, obviously credit to Arkansas. They move on. And
they didn't do it because of the 3-point shot. They were 1 of 9.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I was definitely disappointed in not getting to see Oral Roberts anymore. I liked watching them play. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, and what else did I tell you last week? Is gonna come down to your free throws. What did Arkansas shoot from the free throw line? 13 of 15. Comes down to making your free throws late, something that Alabama couldn't do, and they're out of the tournament now.
That's true.
Arkansas makes their late free throws. They're still in the tournament.
Yeah.
I'm a big advocate for making your free throws. That's all I can say.
Oh yeah. But let's get out of the South and let's move to.
I mean, can I go down south? I mean,
Yeah. Let's move on to the old Midwest.
Yeah. So another Cinderella story comes to an end. We've got the Oregon State.
I mean, one of them came to the end, but there's still another one going on.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, Oregon State's moving on.
Okay, yeah, but I'm saying Loyola Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you've got the getting past Illinois and how well that they played, their coaching staff.
That's
and
true.
you gotta give the shout out to old Sister Jean.
We got to give our shout out to Sister Jean.
Yeah,
she's still trucking along, and
she's kicking.
It's gonna be sad to not see her in the tournament anymore. So we wanted to give her a little shout out, and yeah, that's about all we're gonna do with that.
Hopefully we'll see her again in the tournament next year.
I hope.
But yeah, the Oregon State Beavers at a 12 seed defeat Loyola Chicago Ramblers at an 8 seed, 65-58. So another upset.
Yeah, I mean, I had Loyola Chicago win this game, but I mean,
I didn't.
Honestly, this yeah, I know you didn't. But honestly, I mean, this game in general, and I mean, I kind of want to know their stats at the end, but
sure.
Halftime, this score was 24-16. And I mean, to me, I mean, I didn't get to watch the first half at all. But when I saw that score, I was like, okay, either this is a great defensive game, or this is just a terrible, terrible shooting game. And from what I saw in the second half, I think it's just a terrible shooting game.
Yeah.
Because it really wasn't that good.
Loyola shot 33% from the field. A rough way to really end your tournament.
Yeah, I mean,
Oregon State.
Can I go ahead and say that I feel like Illinois would have put up a better fight?
Yeah, probably.
Obviously, I can't say that at this point because Loyola Chicago did beat them, but
yeah. But Oregon State didn't do much better. They shot 41%. Once again, I mean, it's not as close of a game as the past, the two that we've talked about free throws wise. Oregon State, 18 of 20, 90%. Loyola Chicago, 70% at 17 for 24.
Yeah, and here's my thing. Yeah, you can say, oh, they're 18 of 20, but they only made one more free throw than the other team. Yeah, but they don't. I mean,
they got to the line 4 more times.
They got to the line 4 more times, and they had a worse percentage in free throws. I mean, if you're not gonna make your free throws that you're given, you're not gonna win very many games.
How many free throws did they miss? 17, 24, 7.
Yeah.
What did they lose by? 7. I mean, obviously, Oregon State didn't make all of their free throws.
Yeah,
either.
and I mean, and obviously, you're not going to make every single one of your free throws.
If they shoot the 90% that Oregon State does, that's a 2-point game, and anything can happen late in NCAA tournament game when you're down when you're down by 2. I mean, look at a couple years ago, you had Texas A&M and Iona, and Texas A&M was down by like 8 with a minute left in the game.
I don't remember.
I
don't remember what team it was.
I watched the clip earlier.
I remember what you're talking about. I don't remember what teams were playing though.
Yeah, I know it was Texas A&M, but I can't. I want to say it was Iona maybe, but it
might have been.
It was. I mean, they were down like 8 to 10 points with a minute left in the game, and full court press got to Iona or whoever it was that Texas A&M was playing, and it just came down to who could make their shots.
Yeah.
Who can make their free throws.
And, you credit to Oregon State. They had a Cinderella run going. They've beat some very good teams in this tournament going through. So, I mean, credit to them going to the Elite Eight. But they will play the winner of Houston and Syracuse.
That's a game I didn't get right.
Yeah.
It's neither
one of us got this right. But
the one game out of 8 that I didn't get right.
Houston defeats Syracuse 62-46. Justin Gorham with 13 points, 10 rebounds to lead Houston, and Boeheim with his worst game of the tournament with 12 points. So
yeah, out of the orange goes home, just unripe.
Yeah, and I'll be honest. I mean, like we talked about last time, that team was only going to go as far as their zone, and Buddy Boeheim took them, and neither one really were that good.
Yeah, you want to talk about poor shooting performances?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say when you're scoring only 46 points in a college basketball game, you're not shooting very good.
No, they made 14 field goals total.
Nice.
Yeah, they shot 28% from the field.
Yeah, enough said. You're not going to win games shooting 28% from the field. And no matter what division you're in,
no,
you're not going to win games.
Yeah, they shot 28% from the field. Were out rebounded by 10. They gave up 11 offensive rebounds. They only had 5 assists the entire game. 11 turnovers. Yeah. I mean, just overall a bad game by Syracuse. Came out flat as well.
Yeah, and obviously, we had that game wrong. And credit to Houston. I mean, obviously, we didn't pick against them because we thought they were a bad team. It was just based on, I want to say it was because we did the team stats their game before, and they did not shoot the ball well at all.
No.
And we were like, if they're barely beating, I think it was Rutgers.
Yeah.
Syracuse should have I'm pretty sure I picked Syracuse by double digits in this game.
And theoretically, Houston played pretty close to the same game they played against Rutgers. They were literally a single percentage point off of their field goal percentage from that game.
Wow.
They shot 37% against Rutgers, and they shot 38% against Syracuse.
Interesting.
I mean, consistent.
And yeah, very, very consistent. But with that said, I say we get into, another predictions for next round.
More predictions for next round? I mean, you sure you want to?
Disclaimer, obviously, again, we, don't necessarily listen to us. But then again, Braden got all but one correct. So, yeah. I will go ahead and say maybe listen to us a little bit. I don't know.
Split the difference. I mean, his picks were bad. Mine were a slam dunk. So, yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
So, the first matchup that we're going to talk about, first Elite 8 matchup of it's not going to be the first game played, but bracket-wise, first Elite 8 game is going to be the number 1 ranked Gonzaga Bulldogs taking on the hottest team in the
NCAA tournament,
the USC
Southern Cal
Trojans, ranked at a 6 seed. What are you thinking?
Oh, what am I thinking? Because I want to see a certain team lose, or what am I thinking as
What is your prediction? And remember, this is going to be on the internet forever, so don't be wrong.
Okay. Here's my thing with this game.
Yeah.
I think USC is playing great basketball.
Okay.
I think they do, with their zone, they have a chance to make things tough on Gonzaga.
Okay.
I really do. I think that USC has a very good chance of, competing in this game. Gonzaga by 10.
Yeah. So I'm going to go along there with you. I'm going to say that Gonzaga, I don't necessarily think that they're going to make it. I don't think that USC is necessarily going to make it difficult on Gonzaga, because I think that Gonzaga is a better shooting team than what USC just played in Oregon. So if USC comes out and plays a zone, then forces them to shoot the ball, I think that they're going to have to come out of that zone really quick, and they're going to have to match in on
that. That's very possible.
So,
and I have a feeling, honestly, that if this goes to a man-to-man defense game, it's not going to.
And I can say that if a team comes up against Gonzaga, or any team for that matter, comes up unless both teams. But if you're a team shooting 45% from the field, and you go up against a team that's averaging shooting 55 to 56% from the field, you're going to have a rough time trying to compete unless you're a team like Ohio, like Loyola, like Villanova that slows the game down in the half court, takes every possible second.
I will say, I know in the last video I did say I wanted to see USC beat Oregon because I felt like USC had a better chance of beating Gonzaga. I still stick by that. The problem is, at this point, and until they make it to the Final Four, I'm talking about Gonzaga.
Yeah.
I don't see USC beating them.
Yeah.
I see them competing, but I don't see them pulling the upset. I don't.
I don't either. I think it's going to be Gonzaga. I'm going to say by 13. I don't.
Okay.
I think they might make it a little hairy at some points, but me going back to preaching free throws, Gonzaga's averaging 16 made free throws and 22 attempts.
Yeah, they definitely get to the line.
So I mean, if they go in and they make 75 to 80% of their free throws, I don't think they're going to have an issue. So we'll go ahead and we're going to both say Gonzaga in that game.
Yep. I say Gonzaga by 10. I think you said, what, 13?
By 13, yeah.
Okay.
So then we'll go ahead and we will jump down to the East, and we're going to have the number 1 seeded Michigan Wolverines out of the Big Ten, and it's going to be going up against the UCLA Bruins.
I mean, we might as well just say Cinderella UCLA Bruins. I mean, first 4 team in the Elite Eight.
Yeah.
I'll let you go first in this one.
Well, Michigan.
Okay.
And I'm gonna Michigan by I'm gonna say 25.
Yeah, to be honest, I think the Cinderella run comes to an end because I'm also taking Michigan in this game. Do I want to see UCLA, keep this magic run going from the first 4? That'd be fantastic, but I don't see it happening against Michigan.
Yeah.
Michigan just looks too deep,
Yeah.
depth-wise, and I don't see UCLA competing with them at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna change my margin. I'm gonna say 15 instead of 25.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go the other way.
I mean, honestly, I am going to... Well, here's the thing. The other reason why I'm taking Michigan is Alabama should have beat UCLA in that game. I mean, they blew the entire game on everything.
Free throws.
Yeah. So, I'm taking Michigan by... I don't want to copy you, but... I'm taking 16.
I was gonna say let's say one more.
I'm taking Michigan by 16.
And again, Michigan's a good free throw shooting team, 77%, compared to UCLA's 71.
Yeah.
You know.
So let's get out of that one. So far we're picking the same teams here.
Yeah.
I feel like we might actually all the way through here.
The sad thing is when we both pick the same teams, they normally lose.
I know.
Because just look, we picked most of them different last week. The one that we agreed on lost.
Yeah. So
and the one before that we weren't very good.
That's good though. We picked Gonzaga together,
True.
so maybe
we picked Gonzaga together. Well, we picked Gonzaga together last
that's
time
fine.
too.
Maybe they'll still lose. All right, so we have Baylor going up against Arkansas.
Yeah.
I'll go first on this one.
Go for it.
Personally, I feel like this game is going to be closer than it should be. And
I don't know about necessarily should be. I mean, it's a 1 against a 3 seed.
Well,
I mean, seeds don't mean much in the tournament at this point.
I guess what I mean by closer than it should be is based on all the top analysts saying, "Oh, it's going to be a year where it comes down between Baylor and Gonzaga." Well, this game shouldn't be close then. But the way that Baylor just played against Villanova, yeah, they still won by 11. Okay, I get that, but shooting-wise, did not look good. I am going to take Arkansas by 1.
Take Arkansas by 1?
Yes.
Okay.
I think they are going to pull the upset and win that game.
You think Baylor's just going to come out flat, or not necessarily flat, but you don't think they're going to shoot well? Or continue the performance of not shooting well from the last game?
Yeah, I think they're gonna be frustrated on the fact that they didn't play very well against Villanova, and they're just gonna come out and lose to Arkansas.
Okay.
And knowing me, it's gonna be the other way around, and Baylor's gonna win by like 20. So
I'm gonna take the other way around. I'm gonna go Baylor, and I'm gonna say Baylor by 15.
Man, like I said, I could easily see that.
I think
if Baylor gets back to the way that they can play, this will be a blowout.
See, and here's my thought process is like before when we were talking about Baylor Villanova, I addressed the fact that Villanova likes to play a half court offense. They like to take time off the clock. Arkansas averages more shots per game than Baylor, so they're more of a run and gun type style, like Baylor. So I think it'll be a good game, but Baylor averages, and I mean, just looking at averages, obviously, averages don't mean anything whenever you're playing the game. But
do you want to know why Arkansas is going to win by one?
You can tell me free throws.
They get to the free throws line more.
I mean, they do. They shoot better free throw. They have a better free throw percentage too.
I'm using your own terminology against you. That's all that matters.
That's fine.
They're going to win by one.
They're not winning by one.
It's going to be a free throw.
Baylor by 15.
It's going to be a free throw with 2 seconds left, and then Baylor's going to miss their shot.
No, Baylor by 15.
Okay.
Baylor by 15.
All right, let's go to the Midwest, where we have Oregon State and Houston.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and start this one.
Well,
I think
I was letting you take this one.
I know. I wasn't looking at you. I was looking at my computer.
I know.
See, this is kind of a rough one to judge here. Houston has had a couple of poor shooting performances. Oregon State's had a couple of big wins the last couple of games. Beating a Syracuse team that had just beat West Virginia, beating San Diego, or beating, and then
Tennessee.
Goodness.
I was gonna let you struggle, but I was like,
That's
I might want to help you out.
Yeah, I got lost where I was looking. So
they beat Tennessee and Oklahoma State.
That's what I meant. Well, they just beat Syracuse too.
Well, in Syracuse.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be hard to go against Oregon State with them beating those teams, and with Houston not performing well. But I'm going to say it's going to be a 7-point victory for Houston, just based on I think they get out of their shooting slump. I mean,
by the way, I think we just messed up. I think we said Oregon State beat Syracuse, but Houston beat Syracuse. Oregon State beat Loyola Chicago.
Okay. Yeah.
I was just thinking about that. I was like, wait a second.
I'm confused. Yeah.
Yeah, Oregon State beat Loyola Chicago.
Yes,
but they beat Tennessee and Oklahoma State before that. So
Houston
that
beat
was
Syracuse. Yeah. So I still think that Houston is going to be Oregon State. I think Houston gets out of their shooting slump. And again, I think it's going to be by 7. I think it's going to be closer than that. And it's just going to come down to Houston making free throws late. If they stick, they're a 74% free throw shooting team. So I mean, it's possible that they miss free throws. And if they miss free throws, it's Oregon State's game to win.
Yeah. And I will be honest, I have not watched much of either one of these teams play. The only game I watched Oregon State play was against Tennessee, and I caught a little bit of this game against Loyola Chicago, but not enough to really know how they play.
Yeah.
Houston, I did not catch the Syracuse game, and I haven't really caught much of the other games either. So for me, I'm really just throwing a dart and just picking a team. I don't know. I think who did Houston play first round again?
Houston?
Oh no, they played a 15 seed. Never mind.
They played Cleveland State.
Yeah, they played Cleveland State, Rutgers, and then Syracuse, right?
Cleveland State, Rutgers, Syracuse.
Okay.
And then
Oregon
Oregon State played Loyola Chicago, Oklahoma State, and then they played
Tennessee.
Yes.
Yeah. I am going to go.
This game's a toss-up.
It really is.
I think it's a toss-up.
You want to know what? Just as to continue a Cinderella run, I'm going to Oregon State.
Oregon State?
And the thing is, I'm going Oregon State in overtime by 2.
Okay. I'm still saying by 7.
I mean, and here's my thing. If Houston won this game, I'm not going to be shocked. I mean,
I wouldn't, and this is one of those games where if either team wins, I'm not going to be shocked. Whereas if USC beats Gonzaga, I'll be shocked.
Yeah, I guess
if UCLA beats Michigan, I'll be shocked.
I guess here's my thing. The reason why I kind of want to see like Oregon State win is because, let's be honest, Gonzaga more than likely going to win theirs, so there's number 1 seed.
Yeah.
Michigan should easily win theirs in my
yeah.
mind. So there's another number 1 seed.
Mm.
Baylor can be another number 1. That's 3 number 1s and number 2 possibly. I just want to see,
diversity.
have an underdog win, like make it in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just what I want to see. So,
I mean, I can definitely understand that.
but those are our picks. This is our Elite 8.
Yeah. Do you want to?
Or who will be Elite 8?
Yeah. Do you want to? So do you want to jump into bracket challenge and
Yeah.
give a little update on that?
Yeah, we will. We can jump on into the old bracket challenge here. Let me get back to that. I was just on it, and it reads.
As far as I know, that as far as our bracket challenge between myself, Greg, and Chandler,
Yes,
I know that Greg is currently in the lead. With how many points do you have? 420?
I have 420, which is really, really bad.
So he's got 420 points. Chandler's got 380, and then I have 320.
350.
350. Okay.
So Braden is the only one that still has teams alive. Chandler and I are maxed out already.
Yeah. So I've still got Baylor and Michigan.
Yep.
In my bracket. So as long as I'm hoping Baylor and Michigan can pull out their wins, and that way I'm not sitting in the hot seat for punishment anymore.
Yeah, so I mean
comeback season, because I've been at the bottom of our leaderboard for
and
the
right now, it's looking as though I should be okay, regardless. So I should not have to do the punishment.
Yeah, it's gonna come down to me and Chandler.
Yeah, so
but that's gonna be something that we'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah, really. Like, we'll find out tomorrow.
Let me look and see what
either tomorrow or Tuesday.
Let me look and see what the matchups are for tomorrow.
But while you're looking that up,
Baylor plays tomorrow. So if Baylor wins tomorrow, then I'm safe.
Yep.
And then Michigan plays Tuesday.
In the overall for the $25 Amazon gift card and the T-shirt, it looks like Upset City. Matthew B. 2006 is in first with a 550 points right now with a max of 1,270 total. So I'm having really good luck right now.
Better than mine.
Yeah. I hate basketball, and I can't even tell you who this person is. Because it's just a ESPN account, so we'll have to figure out who that is. They are in second place with 490 points total and a max of 1,130. So I haven't looked to see if they have the same teams picked or not, but
yeah,
that's who we got in second. And then honestly, it's kind of between those two. Everyone else,
all I'm saying is I'm trying to climb up the leaderboard to get to third.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's all I'm focused on. I'm looking for a podium finish.
And the reason I say that no one else is going to be able to really compete is a lot of the other teams' maxes are already less than what they have.
And those two were the only people that had Gonzaga winning the
national
championship.
So
everybody else had Illinois, Alabama,
and then my wife had Villanova, who she likes Villanova, so
yeah.
I mean, she's a North Carolina fan, but in the tournament she always picks Villanova for some reason. So
I mean, I always tend to pick Illinois if they're there, and then I'm just let down after they lose in the first or second round.
And I always pick Duke, and then they lose to a Mercer.
Well, I mean, Duke didn't even make tournament this year, so
we won't go there, Braden. Okay. But with that being said, thank you guys for joining us again. Like and subscribe if you have not already, but ring that bell so that way you know whenever we upload a video.
Yeah.
The
games for the Elite Eight are going to be tomorrow, which is going to be Monday, March 29th, and then it's going to be on Tuesday, March 30th. So
we'll probably try to shoot for doing a video again on the Elite Eight and going into the Final Four. Thursday, Friday.
Yeah. The games for the Final Four start on April 3rd, so that's going to be this coming Saturday.
Yeah.
So you can definitely expect another NCAA bonus video
before our next
podcast. I'm saying probably upload maybe Friday.
Yeah, maybe. I'll say probably try to shoot for like.
We'll probably record
it on Thursday,
Wednesday, Thursday, and upload Friday.
Yep, but say either Wednesday or Thursday, whichever day works better for our work schedules and stuff. But
sure,
definitely do that. And
yeah, like he said, we're gonna make sure you subscribe, like the video, ring that bell, leave us messages in the comments about what you think. What you think is gonna happen with the Elite Eight. Who the best possibility is for who's going to win. Let us know your team. Let us know what college team you represent.
Yeah.
He's established before. He's a Duke fan. I'm a big Illinois fan. You can feel sorry for me if you want to. I'd appreciate it.
At least your team you got to watch in the tournament.
This is the only sport Illinois is good at, except for golf. So
yeah.
Duke's had football for a little bit now, and lacrosse. Illinois sucks at everything.
Their lacrosse team's top in the nation.
Yeah, see? So, their Illinois golf team's top of the nation too, but we're not going to go there.
Duke's women's golf team's good. Just saying. We're kind of rambling now.
Yeah, so, just like I said, let us know what your college team is, what team you represent when it comes to tournament time or whatever sport you may like. I know there's a bunch of Notre Dame fans and my mom's side of the family, and
there's a lot of Notre Dame fans in my family, which I don't mind watching Notre Dame. They just always choke at the college football playoffs.
True. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Stay engaged with us on social media. Send us messages if you want to see a topic that we haven't discussed yet. If you have any suggestions for our top 5 segment that we do every Saturday, let us know. We have some ideas on hold and kind of waiting for the right time to drop those into an episode. But we're always open to new ideas and new topics that we might not have thought of.
Yeah, so, and even if it's a random question that is just completely off the wall, we'll answer it.
Oh yeah,
we'll definitely answer it. So
yeah, we'll get it answered.
But they just let us know and stay engaged with us. So
yeah, so we're going to end it there. Make sure you what's what I'm looking for?
Make sure you stay engaged, like, subscribe.
Yeah, we said
that. I don't know what word you're looking for.
I don't either. But yeah, just look for
Ring that bell.
Ring that bell. Look forward to those future videos and make sure you're watching those because we still have some unfinished business. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.